Nnamdi Kanu. There have been pronouncements by the Federal High Court that have not been respected. Nwoko. Senator Nnwoko'S has raised concern over what he described as the government's disregard for judicial rulings concerning the leader of the indigenous people of Biafra, IPOB, Nnamdi Kanu. Speaking during an interview on Channels Television, the senator representing Delta North in the National Assembly said the continuous detention of Kanu, despite several court decisions, is a violation of the rule of law. According to Nwoko, there have been pronouncements by the Federal High Court that have not been respected. He noted that such disobedience to court orders undermines Nigeria's justice system and sends a troubling message about the government's commitment to democracy and fairness. The senator explained that as a lawyer, he finds the situation unacceptable, adding that judicial decisions must be implemented regardless of political sentiment. The courts are the final arbiters in a democracy. When their rulings are ignored, it creates a perception that the law applies differently to different people. He said, that is how it is now. It applies differently to different people in this country. The same law for the poor is not the same one for the rich people in this country. Nwoko further argued that the prolonged detention of Nnamdi Kanu continues to fuel anger and unrest in the southeast, stressing that peace cannot be achieved when due process is disregarded. He called for the federal government to either follow the legal path to its conclusion or consider a political solution that aligns with justice and national reconciliation. He also emphasized that upholding court ruling is essential to restoring public trust in the judiciary and strengthening Nigeria's democratic institutions. Respect for court judgment is not optional. It is the foundation of good governance, Nwoko concluded. Sample says, Senator Nnwoko'S, may you live longer than your peers and friends who call white black and black white. Who said we are one Nigeria? Who? That one Nigeria, if I doubt it. He's going to say they're all speaking for him now because they know his freedom is sure. Unless federal government wants to hold him there, just as they are doing it now. That one safety, because I've never heard Nnwoko'S speak about Nnamdi Kanu before. Guest AB377 says, well said, our senator. Emmanuel Kudo says, go talk and straight to the point. Chief Bluefoy says, Nnwoko'S, now did the break for you, Abi? Hey, Prince Ado says, what are just as wrong and intolerable as the disrespect of the decision which is made by the judge or justice of any court are the silence of inaction, hence permissiveness of lawyers and other judges and justices, as well as legislators and journalists about it. That such person enjoys any benefits from any court, and that such person is listened to when he or she accuses another person of failing to respect the decisions of the court or the accusation is acted on. Blessing Akomo says the man discharged and acquitted by Federal Court of Appeal and also awarded 50 million naira by State High Court in Imo. Pay him and let him go. He has won. I'm telling you, I don't know why they are keeping him there. Akpata's one says, this one don't wake up from sleep. Hey, I don't wake up, at least. Junior also says, one of the first and only reasonable things from this woman have been a kid rapper. Leave kids alone so that your articulation can be better off. Omabode says, this man has said nothing but the truth. It is the government that is causing confusion in this country. The court have freed Kanu. The government is still using the same court to hold him. Is the law confused? Very, very confused. Extremely confused. Prosper Anthony says, I can understand that some people are not properly trained with the state of the nation matter. If you can follow this case very well, you will find out that the personal government on Nigeria made a mistake by arresting him for the second time. After forcing your way into his family house, buying his parents and other souls, yes, you are not okay with that. You went ahead to kidnap him in Kenya and brought him against his wish to the country. And one of the most trusted and respected institutions. Favor says the FGN and judiciary are planning to convict Nnamdi Kanu, but what happens to all the former rulings in his favor? The federal government should show a good example, eh? Show good example. Let's wait and see if they are going to do that. Show a good example of obedience to the rule of law. Anything less is an aberration, meaning they don't have any justification to rule against or convict Kanu. The world is watching. Or do they care that the world is watching? Do they? Nwoko'S Olumba says the only time this man has ever spoken like a man. Otherwise, he used to act or behave like his multitude wives. At least, let this remind an Abia Senator Orji Kalu, who said that those asking for MNK relief should know that this matter is still under the court, that he believes the rule of law but shouts away that the same law has already discharged and acquitted MNK since 2022. The same man who believes in the rule of law has never for once questioned the reason MNK is still in detention, because most of them are okay with the fact that he is still there. Most of them are even the ones that don't want him out of prison. The likes of Ojo Kalu, Hopus or Dima, all of them. They are the ones. Ben Dubeze says there is a predetermined injustice ruling that the FJ wants to deliver in favor of the North, who place bounty on him before you talk of rule of law. At Favor says our justice system and government needs to be reminded of facts. After all, no one should be above the law, otherwise we are ruling a banana republic. Kanu says there's very few people that has the courage to speak the truth. Many are afraid of speaking the bitter truth. Chidebere says Professor Barrister Nwoko'S, which one waiting upon Professor Barrister Nwoko'S? Thanks, my regards to you, sir. I always say that truth is bitter and it's only very few people in this world who believe it and acknowledge it. Kola Konde says if policies is not in their favor again, they start to cause confusion because Delta State Governor don't join APC. Tabaya says the ex-convict Ojo Kalu political career must come to an end come 2027. Okay? Christopher says you too fit put mouth. Abina. Ezeokwele says Nnamdi Kanu has been discharged and acquitted by appeal court. He must be released now, immediately. Ikechukwu says big shame on Ojo Kalu, the big criminal one of Abia State. This is your fellow senator, you idiotic animal, said it in the same civil station that you can't say anything over the matter because it is in court. But now, Ned, your fellow senator, has said the truth. You are just using the incarceration of your brother to escape from the corrupt CSAC. Shame, shame, shame. Kiseleko says if people politicians are of the same mind as Ned, MNK would have been released a long time ago. I'm telling you. See you, my listeners, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Thank you for listening. See you some other time. Bye.